Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. Alright, so today we're talking about Mars transiting in Cancer. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out me in the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box in the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, links to those will be in the description box as well. Okay, so Todd has decided to grace the video. Receive the blessings of Todd, everybody. As I annoy him. Okay. But Mars is transiting into Cancer. This is going to be from April 2nd to June 6th. 6th. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, this is going to be typical Mars transit. At least it's not retrograde anymore. But we read this from your Vedic Sidereal, Ascendant, Moon, and Sun signs. Your Ascendant, your overall path in life. Your Moon, it's your mind and emotions, how you think and feel about your reality. Your Sun, because it's your soul, and to some extent your body. Now, these are your Vedic Sidereal placements though, not your Western Tropical. So if you don't know your Vedic Sidereal placements, you can look up a free birth chart calculator online, or get a much more detailed birth chart from my website that even has your D9 Navamsa Nakshatras, aka constellations. Okay. So, we're going to be, like I said, looking at it from each zodiac sign. So, let's start with it with Aries, like always. Okay, Aries, for you, Mars is transiting in Cancer, your 4th house. So, Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, accidents, broken bones. It's conflict. Mars is your energy and your drive. And now that's in the 4th house. Well, 4th house is mother. Mother figures. It's home, land, real estate, vehicles. It's your comfort and your happiness. So, what you're going to see here, there will be conflict with the mother and with people in your home. Especially around the kitchen, because Mars is fire. So, we definitely see that conflict takes place. Now, 4th house is also the chest region and upper back. So, that's where you could get, a cut, burn, bruise, some kind of accident. So, be careful. Every Mars transit can bring these little nicks that you deal with. Alright, but we see you're putting your energy into dealing with 4th house matters, meaning you might be dealing with your mother more, might be more involved in her life. You might be working on your home or your car, renovating a home, getting a new car, getting a new home. These kinds of things could be taking place with that energy being implemented there. Being very active within the home. Meaning either working a lot or, heck, this could even be working out. But now let's talk about the aspects of Mars. So Mars has a 4th aspect of conquest, falling on the 7th house. So, 7th house is relationships, marriage, business partner. It's the masses. It's 4th from the 4th, higher form of your comfort and happiness. 10th from the 10th, higher form of your karma, higher form of your career, your status, your fame. And it's the furthest place away from the 1st house, meaning it can even be far off foreign places. So with this, we see you want to take control of these. You want to conquer these areas of life, meaning you can be overly domineering in relationships and in business. Overly domineering in wanting to have fame. Wanting people to recognize you. Maybe even in going to far off places. or just wanting to put a lot of energy into getting into a relationship. Okay. Now, 7th aspect of any planet is the relationship aspect. That's falling on the 10th house. So 10th house is workplace, your managers, your bosses. It's also government. So you can get into conflict because it's Mars. Conflict with people in your workplace. Conflict with your managers and your bosses. Conflict with government officials like police or even someone at the post office. So be careful of that. Now the 8th aspect of Mars brings sudden ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on the 11th house. So 11th house is your elder siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles. It's your friends, large organizations, large gatherings, parties. It's stock market, it's gains. It's your hopes, wishes, and desires. So now we see there can be a sudden change with your elder siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles, with your friends in your network circle. Sudden change in your stocks. So be careful with this. Remember, Mars is a natural malefic. This may not be good. You're going to have a lot of planets in your 12th house of loss at this time. So, if you're invested in stocks, just be careful. Some of them might tank. Okay. But there can also be a sudden change that could bring gains in other areas, because you still have Jupiter in your 2nd house of earnings, expanding that. But especially anything you're invested in, you need to be careful during this time. Okay. Alright, that's what I have for you, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Taurus, for you, Mars is transiting in your 3rd house in Cancer. So Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, accidents, broken bones. It's your energy and your drive. So now that's being put into the 3rd house. Well, 3rd house is your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It's communication of all kinds, including writing. It's marketing and sales. It's media, social media, the internet. It's short distance travel, but it can even be foreign travel because 12th from the 4th. Furthest place from your homeland. 3rd house is arts and sports. If I forgot to mention that. It's your skills. It's also 8th from the 8th. Higher form of sun ups and downs and transformation. Remember, 3rd house is self-effort. So now transformation through self-effort becomes important. So with this, first off, we definitely see for you, there could be cuts, burns, bruises, accidents, broken bones tied to the arm. From the shoulder down to the fingertips. So that's where one of those injuries could take place. But I mean, that's a usual thing in life. There's nothing too negative about that. But Mars is a natural malefic, so that influence is seen. But there can definitely be conflict with your younger siblings, with your cousins, with your neighbors, with people online. Being keyboard warriors. Especially with Mars in the 3rd house. But here you're putting forth energy into learning new skills, into communication. Your communication will be fiery during this time. Your speech was already fiery in general with Mars in the 2nd house. But now Mars is influencing the 3rd house of communication in general. So definitely still fiery communication. But that can get you into trouble. Okay. So with this, we also see you put forth energy into marketing and sales, if you're involved in that at all. Putting forth energy into traveling. Especially with Mars also aspecting the 9th house, which we'll get to in a bit. But both are houses of travel. But Mars here allows you to put forth a lot of effort. Mars is giving you the energy and the drive to put forth all of the effort that you need. And you're going to need it. Because now let's talk about the aspects of Mars. Fourth aspect of conquest is falling on the 6th house. So 6th house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your coworkers. It's your pets. It's your enemies. It's conflict, competition, legal disputes, obstacles, debt. It's your everyday work, everyday routines. It's health issues and accidents. So, you want to conquer these areas of life. You can be overly domineering with your maternal aunts and uncles, with your coworkers, with your pets. Leave them alone. Todd and Bosco will haunt you. Okay. But you want to conquer your enemies. You want to win competition. Win in competition. There we go. You want to win the war. The battles that you have to fight. You want to overcome in your work. You want to achieve something. That's why Mars is giving you the energy to put forth all that effort. You want to overcome your debt. Mars is trying to help you. Now's the time. Now, 7th aspect of a planet is the relationship aspect. But with Mars, it brings conflict. So this is falling on the 9th house. 9th house is your father figures. It's your mentors, teachers, gurus. It's people in an educational environment. It's religious people. It's people tied to the law. So cops, lawyers, judges. You can get into conflict with all these people. 9th house is also far off places. So this could even be foreign people. So definitely be careful with that. Now, the 8th aspect of Mars brings sun ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on your 10th house. So, 10th house is your career. It's your fame, status, reputation. It's your workplace, your managers and your bosses. 10th house is government. It's the highest house of karma. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. So even if you're out of work or retired, 10th house still matters. So definitely we see there can be a sudden change in your work, in your career. Because Mars is aspecting the 6th house of work, 10th house of career. There can be a sudden change with your management at work. There can be a change in your status. There can even be a change in your government. Now, likely this would apply to local government because Mars is a fast-moving planet. National government typically doesn't change that fast. Okay. But there can definitely be a change in your reputation. You need to make sure that that's for the better. Okay. That's what I have for you, Taurus. Moving on to Gemini. Gemini. So, Mars is transiting in Cancer, your 2nd house. Well, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, accidents. It's your energy and your drive. So now Mars is in the 2nd house. 2nd house of family, finances, your earnings, your savings, your bank account. It's your speech. It's your possessions. It's what you value. So here, you will definitely have conflict with your family. Get ready for it. It's gonna happen. Whether it's over the phone or in person, you will get into conflict with them. Now, 2nd house is the face. So, cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, accidents. These can take place and they'll affect your face. This could be, something simple like cutting yourself shaving. This could be getting a tooth knocked out. So, be careful. Once again, Mars is a malefic. It brings some malefic influence when it transits. Now, here though, the good thing. One, Mars is going to enhance your speech. Your speech is going to be more fiery, more passionate. Now, that can be a double-edged sword, though. Be careful with that. But the really good thing here is Mars is energizing your bank account, your finances. Mars is helping you make money. Now, there's a flip side to this, though. See, Mars is a soldier. Mars is showing, yes, I'm helping you bring in lots of money. But he's also going to make you spend money. Now you have to spend money on essentials. You need food, you need medicine, you need clothing, you need shelter. Mars is saying, I care about the material. What is going to help me win my war? So, that's what Mars does here. So you'll make more money, but you'll also spend more money on those essentials. Now, let's talk about the aspects of Mars. Mars has a fourth aspect of conquest, falling on the 5th house. So, 5th house is children, students, subordinates. It's romance, fun and games, education. It's politics. It's speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. It's counseling. It's also creativity, arts, and sports. So, with this aspect of conquest here, you can be overly domineering with your children or with wanting to have children. Here, you really want to get into a romance. You want to have more fun in life. You want to achieve something in your education or get more education. Here's a time when you will get into conflict with people over politics. You want to tell people, my politics are right. Fuck you. Mars is in the 2nd house, emblazoning your speech. Now your speech is passionate about your political views. You want to earn more money through speculation. So stock market, gambling, business. Now, 7th aspect is the relationship aspect. That's falling on the 8th house. So 8th house is the in-laws. It's taxes. It's occultists. It's researchers. It's anyone hidden. So this can be very spiritual people or criminal people. So these are the kinds of people you can get into conflict with. Be careful about that. Definitely don't bring any conflict my way. I don't need it. Now, why do I bring up taxes? Well, at least in the US, it's about to be tax season, right? So, you can get into conflict with tax officials. Now, the 8th aspect of Mars brings sun ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on your 9th house. So, 9th house is father figures. It's your mentors, your teachers, your gurus. It's religion, philosophy, the law. It's long distance travel. It's publishing. It's pilgrimage. 9th house is higher education beyond like a bachelor's degree and outside of typical schooling. 9th house is counseling. I think I already said that. But 9th house is also your luck and your fortune. And it's your ancestors. In general. So, there can be sudden changes with your father. Sudden changes with your mentor. With your education. There can be sudden travels that you go on. Definitely, there could be a change in education. I'm reiterating that because Mars is affecting your 9th house of education and your 5th house of education. Education becomes very prominent here. But there could be a change of your beliefs because 9th house is your beliefs. It's your philosophical views. It's your religious views. It's your legal views. There can be a big change there. There can be a big change with your ancestors, meaning your parents, especially your father. Okay. That's what I have for you, Gemini. Moving on to Cancer. Alright, Cancer. So, Mars is transiting in the first house. Well, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones. Mars is your energy and your drive. And now Mars is in the first house. You, your body, your physical health, your personality, your overall path in life. So, Mars is going to do a few things here. One, you will end up with cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones. There will be some kind of accident that takes place. There will be at least some small physical injury. But here's the good news. Mars in the first house energizes your body. Now you become like superhuman Cancer. Because Mars is giving your body the energy it needs to fight its battles. A price to pay? Some small injury. That's karma. Okay, but let's talk about the aspects of Mars. So, fourth aspect is falling on the fourth house. Fourth aspect is about conquest. So, fourth house is your mother figures. It's home, land, real estate. It's vehicles. It's your comfort and your happiness. So, you will be overly domineering with your mother, with the people within your home. You'll be overly controlling with the home and with your car. Or cars in general, I guess. But maybe you want to get a new home, get a new car, renovate a home, repair a car. You want comfort and happiness, and you're going to fight to achieve it. Even if other people get in your way. Now, seventh aspect of a planet is the relationship aspect. But with Mars, it brings conflict. That's falling on the seventh house. So seventh house is relationships. It's your business partner. It's the masses, all the people you meet on the world. So you can get into conflict with a lot of people when Mars transits the first house. Get into conflict with your boyfriend, girlfriend, in relationships and marriage. Get into conflict with your business partner. Get into conflict with your clients and your customers. Get into conflict with, like I said, the masses, people in general. Now, eighth aspect of Mars brings sun ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on the eighth house. So eighth house is your in-laws. It's joint finances and relationships and in business. It's other people's money. It's sex. It's death. It's wills, inheritance, estates, legacies. It's taxes. It's psychological baggage. It's surgeries. It's the occult. It's research. It's sun ups and downs and transformation. It's also anything hidden. So, with this, we can see there can be a sudden change with joint finances and relationships. Sudden change with your in-laws can take place. There can be a sudden change in your research or in your views of the occult. Sudden change in your sex life could take place. There could be a sudden change when it comes to taxes. Like in the US, you're about to get your tax return this time of year. But definitely, there can be a significant change and transformation with Mars, 8th aspect, on the 8th house. Okay, that's what I have for you, Cancer. Moving on to Leo. Leo, for you, Mars is transiting in the 12th house. So, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, accidents. It's your energy and your drive. So now Mars is in the 12th house. 12th house is bed pleasure, sex and sleep. It's spirituality. It's Anywhere you feel isolated, jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. It's losses of all kinds, including financial. It's investing, because when you invest money, you're temporarily losing money. It's also donations. It's foreign people, foreign places. It's multinational companies. It's addictions. It's fantasy. It's imagination. It's other worlds and outer space. So, with this, definitely 12th house is the feet. You can get some kind of injury on your feet. That's one thing that we see. You can get into conflict with very spiritual people or with people in like hospitals or jails. Get into conflict with foreign people. But Mars is energizing this house, meaning it's energizing your sex life. It's energizing your ability to pursue spirituality. It's energizing the 12th house of foreign travel. You can travel to far off places. But on the negative side, 12th house is losses. So Mars is energizing the house of loss, meaning there can be more losses. You need to try to rein that in. Be careful. Okay, now let's talk about the aspects of Mars. Mars has a fourth aspect of conquest that is going to fall in the third house. So, third house is your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It's communication of all kinds, including writing. It's marketing and sales. It's media, social media, the internet. It's your skills. It's short distance travel, but it can even be foreign travel, because 12th from the 4th. It's arts and sports. It's self-effort. It's 8th from the 8th. Higher form of sun, ups and downs, and transformation. Transformation through self-effort is the third house. So, you want to conquer these areas of life. You can be overly domineering with your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors, people online. You want to travel during this time. And you won't hear no for an answer. You want to achieve something in marketing and sales. You want to learn new skills. Mars is trying to help you do that, but be careful that you don't overdo it. Now, seventh aspect of Mars, or any planet, is the relationship aspect. But with Mars, it brings conflict. That's falling on the sixth house. Sixth house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your coworkers. It's your pets. It's your enemies. You can get into conflict with these people, or even animals. Leave the pets out of it. That's all I have to say. Now, the eighth aspect of Mars brings sun ups and downs and transformation. That's going to fall on the seventh house. Seventh house is relationships, marriage, business partner, the masses, all the people you meet on the world. It's fourth from the 4th, higher form of your comfort and happiness. 10th from the 10th, higher form of your career, your status, your reputation. It's also furthest place from the first house, meaning furthest place from you and where you were born, so it can even be foreign lands. So with this, definitely there can be a sudden change in going to a far off place, once again. There could be a sudden change of a relationship. Maybe you're starting a relationship, maybe you're breaking up, maybe you're getting engaged, getting married, or moving in together. Maybe you're ending a business partnership. Maybe you're starting a business partnership. Maybe you have a sudden change of clientele or customers. Okay. There can also be a sudden change of your reputation. Alright. That's what I have for you, Leo. Moving on to Virgo. Virgo. For you, Mars is in the 11th house. In Cancer. So, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, accidents. And Todd has words for you. Thank you, Todd. Okay. Yeah, so Mars is those cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, accidents. Mars is your energy and your drive. So, 11th house. 11th house is your elder siblings. It's your paternal aunts and uncles. It's your friends. It's large organizations, large gatherings, parties. It's stock market. It's gains. It's hopes, wishes, and desires. So, with this, definitely we see there can be conflict with elder siblings, with paternal aunts and uncles, with friends, with a large organization. And because Todd decided to show up and give an omen, cats are a symbol of Ashlesha and Punarvasu, which Mars will be transiting through during this time, actually, being in Cancer. So, Punarvasu is tied to repeats. Considering what I'm saying, repeated conflict. Ashlesha is tied to manipulation, maybe because they are manipulating you. Be careful of that. But also, we see 11th house is the shin region. It's like the region between the ankle and the knee. So, that region of the leg is where you can get one of these injuries. So be careful of that. But Mars does have a good effect here. It energizes gains. It gives you the energy to fulfill your hopes, wishes, and desires. Make use of it. Now, the fourth aspect of conquest is falling on the second house. Well, second house is family. It's also your finances, your earnings, your savings, your bank account. It's your possessions. It's what you value. It's your speech. So now Mars is helping you conquer your finances. You're gaining more money. So now you're able to conquer your finances. Makes sense, right? But you can be overly domineering with your family in general during this time. So be careful. Now, seventh aspect of any planet is the relationship aspect. But with Mars, it brings conflict. So that's falling on the fifth house. Well, fifth house is children, students, subordinates. It's people in an educational environment. It's political people. It's counselors. So these are the people you can get into conflict with. Now, eighth aspect of Mars brings sudden ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on your sixth house. So, sixth house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your coworkers. It's your pets. It's your enemies. It's conflict. It's competition. It's legal disputes. It's obstacles. It's debt. It's health issues and accidents. So, there can be a sudden change with your maternal aunts and uncles. Sudden change with your workplace and your coworkers. Or with work in general, I should say. Or with your coworkers. There can be a sudden change with your enemies. Maybe you make new enemies. Maybe you defeat an enemy suddenly. You could suddenly get a new pet. Maybe a cat, since Todd wanted to jump in. Okay. Maybe you suddenly overcome debt because of how much you're gaining. Okay. That's what I have for you though, Virgo. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra. So, for you Libra, Mars is transiting in Cancer, your 10th house. Well, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, accidents. Mars is your energy and your drive. So now this is in the 10th house. 10th house is your career. It's your fame, your status, your reputation. It's your workplace, your managers and your bosses. It's government. It's also the highest house of karma. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. So even if you're out of work or retired, 10th house still matters. So what we see with this? Well, definitely there can be conflict with people within the workplace. There could be conflict with your managers and your bosses, with government officials, like cops. Also, 10th house is the knees. That's the region where you can have some kind of injury. So be careful with that. Mars is a natural malefic. There will be some malefic influence. But everybody deals with scraped knees every once in a while. Now, with this though, Mars is giving you the energy and the drive you need to succeed in your career. To succeed in fulfilling your karma. So this is very good. Mars is trying to help you perform the action that you need to perform. Now, the aspects of Mars. Fourth aspect of conquest is falling on the first house. Well, first house is you. It's your physical body. It's your health. It's your personality. It's your overall path in life. So now Mars is helping you conquer you. You want to be a better you when Mars is in the 10th house. Now, 7th aspect of Mars, or any planet, is the relationship aspect. But with Mars, it'll bring conflict. It is falling on the 4th house. 4th house is your mother figures. It's the people within the home. And it's even your homeland. So, you can get into conflict with mother figures, with people in your home. Or if you're somebody who's more broadly known, the people of your homeland. Now, 8th aspect of Mars brings sun-ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on the 5th house. So 5th house is children, students, subordinates. It's romance, fun and games, education. It's counseling. It's politics. It's arts and sports, creativity. It's speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. So there could be a sudden change. Maybe you're suddenly having children. Maybe there's a sudden change with your children. You could suddenly begin a romance or end a romance. Sudden changes in your education. Sudden change of your political views. And even your beliefs. Because 5th house is 9th from the 9th. It's even the higher form of your beliefs. So your most strongly held beliefs are actually the 5th house, which is why it's tied to politics. Okay. But that's what I have for you, Libra. Moving on to Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio. So, Mars is transiting in Cancer, your 9th house. Well, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones. It's also your energy and your drive. So, 9th house is your father figures. It's your mentors, your teachers, your gurus. It's religion, philosophy, the law. It's long distance traveling, pilgrimage, it's publishing, it's higher education beyond like a bachelor's degree and outside of typical schooling, it's counseling. 9th house is also your ancestors in general, not just on father's side. 9th house is your luck and your fortune. So, with this, definitely we see there can be conflict with your father, with your mentors in an educational environment. There could be conflict with religious people, with people tied to the law, like cops, lawyers, judges. Also, 9th house is the thigh region, so there can be an injury to the thigh. Sorry, I just realized when I was talking about Libra, I missed an arrow to the knee joke. Damn. Okay. But here, you have the energy and the drive to pursue your education. To go to far off places. Here you're going to be passionate about your beliefs, about your religious views, your philosophical views, your legal views. Okay. Now, the aspects of Mars, let's talk about them. So, fourth aspect of conquest is falling on the 12th house. Well, 12th house is bed pleasure, sex, and sleep. It's spirituality. It's anywhere you feel isolated. Jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. It's losses of all kinds, including financial. So it's investing, because when you invest money, you're temporarily losing money. It's donations. It's foreign places, foreign people. It's multinational companies. It's addictions. 12th house is fantasy, imagination. It's other worlds. And it's outer space. So, you want to conquer these areas of life. You want to conquer your sex life. Meaning you want to have more sex. Or maybe you want to overcome a sex addiction. Or any kind of addiction, like a drug addiction. You want to conquer the spiritual realm. Meaning you want to become more spiritual. I don't think you're actually trying to conquer a spiritual realm. I don't know if I'm talking Shao Kahn out there or something. Shao Kahn? Yeah, that's the right name. Sorry, been a while since I've played Mortal Kombat. Okay. Now, with this, you want to travel for sure. Especially with Mars in the 9th house, aspecting the 12th house. For travel, this can be very good. You want to overcome your losses. With Mars aspecting the 12th house. Now, Mars also has a 7th aspect. 7th aspect of a planet is the relationship aspect. But with Mars, it will bring conflict. So, 3rd house is younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It's people online, on social media. These are the people you can get into conflict with. So be aware. Now, the 8th aspect of Mars brings sudden ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on the 4th house. So, 4th house is mother figures. It's home, land, real estate. It's vehicles. It's your comfort and your happiness. So now there could be a sudden change with your mother. Sudden change with your home. Sudden change with a car. Sudden change of that comfort and happiness of yours. These things can transform. Maybe you're renovating a home, repairing a car. Maybe you're getting a new car, a new home. Maybe not a new mother, but everything else. Out with the old and with the new. Okay. Alright, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. So, for you, Mars is transiting in Cancer, your 8th house. Well, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, accidents. Mars is your energy and your drive. And the 8th house. 8th house is your in-laws. It's joint finances and relationships and business. It's other people's money. It's sex. It's death, wills, inheritance, estates, legacies, taxes. It's the occult. It's research. It's psychological baggage. It's surgeries. It's anything hidden. It's sudden ups and downs and transformation. So now, you can get into conflict with your in-laws. You can get into conflict with people in the government tied to taxes. Especially with tax season coming up. Sorry to say, Sagittarius. You can get into conflict with people tied to the occult. Leave me out of it. Get into conflict with researchers or with hidden people. Meaning either very spiritual people or criminals. So definitely be careful there. Now, 8th house. Well, that's the region tied to the anus. So, hopefully you're not getting injured there. Maybe you're having hemorrhoids or something. I don't want to know more than that. Alright. Now, with this though, we see sex life can be energized. Your pursuit of your research can be energized. Your pursuit of the occult and occult knowledge is being energized. Mars is helping you transform something in your life. Here, definitely joint finances are being energized. So you could be making more money, either with your spouse or with your business partner. Now, let's talk about the aspects of Mars. So Mars is a fourth aspect of conquest that will be falling on the 11th house. Well, 11th house is elder siblings, paternal aunts and uncles. It's your friends. It's large organizations, large gatherings, parties. It's stock market. It's gains. It's your hopes, wishes, and desires. So now you want to conquer these areas of life. You want to be the one in charge, not your elder siblings. Not your paternal aunts and uncles. You either want new friends or you're being controlling with your friends. You want to be the one in charge of a large organization. Now you want to be in control of your gains. You want to conquer your hopes, wishes, and desires. Now, seventh aspect of a planet is the relationship aspect. With Mars, it brings conflict, though. That's falling on the second house. Well, second house is family. So definitely there can be conflict with people within the family. But second house is also finances. So second house is finances. Eighth house, where Mars sits, is other people's money. Definitely you can get into conflict with people tied to money. Meaning people tied to taxes, people that are involved in banking. So in particular, be careful with that. Okay, now, eighth aspect of Mars brings sun ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on the third house. Sorry, it's raining really hard outside all of a sudden. Talking about sudden changes here. Okay, so, third house is your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. It's... Damn, that's coming down really hard. Okay. It's communication of all kinds, including writing. It's marketing and sales. It's short distance travel, but it can even be foreign travel, because it's 12th from the 4th. Furthest place from your homeland. Third house is your skills. It's arts and sports. It's a house of social media, the internet. It's self-effort. It's 8th from the 8th. Higher form of sun ups and downs and transformation. So, transformation through self-effort is seen through the third house. But because third house is sudden events, even more sudden than the 8th house. Like I said, it suddenly started raining very strongly. Definitely there is some sudden change going to happen here. That's an omen. So, sudden changes with your younger siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. There could be sudden trips that are taken. Or there can be sudden delays tied to weather. There can be sudden change in your communication. Or through your communication. It brings sudden change. A transformation of your skills, of your art, can take place. Okay, but that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Moving on to Capricorn. Alright, Capricorn. So, Mars is transiting in Cancer, your 7th house. Well, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, accidents, injuries. It's your energy and your drive. So, with this, clearly we see, well, first off, 7th house. 7th house is relationships, marriage, it's business, business partnership, business partner. It's the masses, all the people you meet out in the world. It's 4th from the 4th, higher form of your comfort and happiness. It's 10th from the 10th, higher form of your career, your status, your fame, your reputation. It's furthest place from the 1st house, furthest place from you and your birthplace. Meaning it can also be foreign lands. So, with this, we see there can be conflict in relationships. There can be conflict with your business partner. There can be conflict with lots of people, including your clients or your customers if you're in business. Now, I guess this kind of ties in with this. 7th house is the groin region. Mars can be injuries. So you might want to be careful with those conflicts and relationships. Damn it. Yeah. Okay. Now, definitely there can be conflict in relationships. And in business. Okay. But Mars is also your energy and drive. So if you're not in a relationship, you can get into one. If you're already in a relationship, you may put more energy into the relationship. Same thing with the business. So there can be good sides to this Mars too. Alright. Now, 4th aspect of conquest is falling on the 10th house. Well, 10th house is your career. It's your fame, your status, your reputation. It's your workplace, your managers, and your bosses. 10th house is government. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. It's the highest house of karma. So, 10th house still matters, even if you're out of work or retired. So, you want to conquer this house. You want to be the one in charge at work and in your career. You want to make something happen in your career. You don't want to listen to your managers and bosses. You know best. With Mars in the 7th house, you don't want to listen to them. You want to be the one in charge. Same thing with government. You want to be the one in control. So be careful if you're dealing with a cop, for instance. But yeah, definitely over-domineering in the workplace. You want to achieve status and fame during this time. Now, 7th aspect of a planet is the relationship aspect. But with Mars, it will bring conflict. Well, that's falling in the 1st house. 1st house is you. So now people are in conflict with you. Get ready. Alright. Now, the 8th aspect of Mars brings sudden ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on your 2nd house. Well, 2nd house is your family. It's your finances. It's your earnings, your savings, your bank account. 2nd house is your possessions. It's what you value. It's your speech. So there can be a sudden change with your family. Sudden change with your finances. Hopefully for the better. Okay. That's what I have for you, Capricorn. Moving on to Aquarius. Alright, Aquarius. So, Mars is transiting in Cancer, your 6th house. Well, Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, broken bones, injuries, and accidents. Mars is your energy and your drive. 6th house. 6th house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your coworkers. It's your pets. It's your enemies. 6th house is your everyday work, everyday routines. It's debt. It's competition. It's conflict. It's legal disputes. It's obstacles. It's health issues and accidents. So, with this, definitely, there could be conflict with maternal aunts and uncles, with your coworkers, with your enemies. But Mars is giving you the energy and drive to combat those enemies. You can even get mad at your pets or animals in general. Leave them the hell alone. I will come after you. Alright. But Mars is giving you the energy you need to win your battles, to overcome in competition, to win a legal dispute. But Mars is showing those conflicts will happen. Maybe not necessarily a legal dispute, but you get what I mean. Now, Mars represents injuries and accidents. It's now in the 6th house of injuries and accidents. Definitely, there can be some kind of accident that takes place. Some kind of injury. So be careful. In particular, 6th house is the lower belly, lower back. So, for most people, that might mean a back injury. Be careful. Alright. Now, let's talk about the aspects of Mars. Mars is a 4th aspect of conquest, falling on the 9th house. Well, 9th house is father figures. It's your mentors, your teachers, your gurus. It's religion, philosophy, the law. It's long distance travel, it's pilgrimage, it's publishing. It's higher education beyond like a bachelor's degree and outside of typical schooling. It's counseling. It's your ancestors in general. It's your luck and your fortune. So, definitely, you want to be the one in control of these areas of life. Meaning you can be overly domineering with your father. Overly domineering with your mentors and people in an educational environment. Now you want to be the one in control. You want to travel to far off places. You don't want to listen to religious people, legal people, other people's philosophies, other people's beliefs. You want to be the one in control of that. Definitely watch out there. Now, 7th aspect of a planet, there we go, is the relationship aspect. That's falling on the 12th house. Well, with Mars, this will bring conflict. So, 12th house is very spiritual people. It's people from far off foreign places. It's also multinational companies. So, these are the people you can get into conflicts with. If you don't want that, don't do it then. Alright. Also, 12th house is people in hospitals and jails. So those conflicts can lead you to jail if you're not careful. Those health issues and accidents might lead you to wanting, there we go, to have conflict with doctors and nurses. Leave them be. Alright. Anyways, 8th aspect brings sun ups and downs and transformation. That's going to fall on your 1st house. Well, 1st house is you, your physical health, your body, your personality, your overall path in life. So definitely we see there can be sudden changes with you and your physical health. Now, this can be for the better. Make use of this Mars in the 6th house. Yes, Mars in the 6th house can show an injury, but it can also show you putting forth the energy and drive to work on improving your health and transforming your body for the better. Whether that's, like you're a diabetic, so you're reducing your sugar intake. That kind of example. So, make good use of it. Alright. So I have for you, Aquarius. Moving on to Pisces. Alright, Pisces. Mars is transiting in your 5th house in Cancer. So Mars is conflict. Mars is cuts, burns, bruises, accidents, broken bones. Mars is your energy, and your drive. So now it's in the 5th house. Well, 5th house is children, students, subordinates. It's your... Well, it's romance. It's fun and games. It's creativity, arts and sports. It's education. It's counseling. It's politics. It's speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. So, here we see there can be conflict with children. Conflict with people in an educational environment. There can be an injury tied to the 5th house. 5th house is the upper belly, middle of your back. So be careful, that's where an injury could take place with Mars transiting here. Mars is energizing the house of romance. You could begin a new romance. Energizing your education. Helping you pursue your education. Mars is giving you the energy you need to pursue counseling if you need that. To fight for your political views. Now, let's talk about the aspects of Mars. Oh, sorry. I forgot. 5th house is also speculative gains through stock market, through gambling, through business. So Mars is energizing those speculative gains. So you can make more money through business, make more money through the stock market. I would say be careful with that. It really depends on your birth chart. But in general, Mars is providing that. Okay. But now let's talk about the aspects. So, 4th aspect of conquest is falling on the 8th house. Well, 8th house is your in-laws. It's joint finances and relationships and in business. It's other people's money. It's sex. It's death, wills, inheritance, estates, legacies, taxes. It's the occult. It's research. It's psychological baggage. It's surgeries. It's anything hidden. It's sun-ups and downs and transformation. So, Mars is showing you want to conquer these areas of life and these people. So, you don't want to deal with your in-laws' bullshit anymore. Now, 5th house of romance is being energized. Well, most people want sex from romance. So, Mars is aspecting the house of sex. You want to conquer that. Now, you want to pursue your research. You want to learn more about the occult. You want other people's money. Now, if you're in business, that could be a good thing. Hopefully you're not out here robbing people. Hopefully not. Okay. But now you want to bring a change in your life. Okay. Now, 7th aspect is the relationship aspect of a planet. With Mars, it will bring conflict, though. That's falling on your 11th house. So 11th house is your elder siblings. It's your paternal aunts and uncles. It's your friends. It's your network circle. It's large organizations, large gatherings, and parties. So, these are the people you can get into conflict with. Now, 8th aspect of Mars brings sun ups and downs and transformation. That's falling on the 12th house. So, 12th house is bed pleasure, sex, and sleep. 12th house is spirituality. It's anywhere you feel isolated. Jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries. It's losses of all kinds, including financial. It's investing, because when you invest money, you're temporarily losing money. It's donations. It's foreign people, foreign places. It's multinational companies. It's addictions. It's fantasy. It's imagination. It's other worlds. It's outer space. So, there can be sudden changes here. Sudden change in your sex life. Sudden change in your spirituality. suddenly feeling isolated, or suddenly not feeling isolated and alone. There could be sudden losses that take place. There could be sudden travels. There can be a sudden change, like suddenly getting an addiction or overcoming an addiction. Also, one thing I forgot to mention about Mars in the 5th house. 5th house is also 8th from the 10th house. So, it's the sudden change and transformation of your career. So, with this, Mars is energizing that, meaning there can be a sudden improvement in career, like a promotion or a change of job, or suddenly being demoted or losing a job. So hopefully it's for the better. Alright, but that's what I have for you, Pisces. But yeah, that's what I have for all of you. Hopefully you've liked this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out me and the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, the links to those will be in the description box in the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.